What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? How we doing out there? Vinny Kuzz, this is the morning. It's Thursday morning, November 6th, 2025. And what do we have going on today? I'm not really sure, but I told you guys I'd be back this week. So we did one Tuesday, we do one today. I'm just going to sit here, trade the market, and talk a little smack and call it what it is. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the markets. There we go. There's MNQ right up here. All right, we got a little rip going down here. We're going to set up. Our. Let's get the orb going first this morning because that's how we always trade. First 5 minute candle. We're going to let the market do what it does. I do have some areas already plotted on my other computer. Let's go ahead and bring those over here now. Yesterday's high and low. A couple of areas of liquidity on the bottom end. I don't know why it hasn't transferred over here yet, but it should have. It didn't. Interesting. TradingView's been acting up lately, man. There's times when I've got TradingView going and I'm already logged in, and I go to set a trade, and then I look down on TradingView and it's logged out. I don't understand that. But that's all right. Let's just keep going here. I guess I got to mark them myself. All right. So there's overnight low. Actually, no. No, that's wrong. Yesterday's low right here. That's yesterday's low. Yesterday's high. Boom. And then you can see we got a couple of areas of interest here. Here's one right here. It's already tried to sweep it. It's already swept it twice. I don't want to make that too big. I just want to make that right here. Let's do it this way. We'll make it like that. There you go. There's one area we want to keep an eye on. Comes back into this area. We can see it's already come down once, twice, right? Now it looks like it just come down a third time. Looks like it's tapping right into there. So that's an area we want to keep an eye on. And then we can look at an area up here, but it looks like it's already tried to hit that area already once, twice. See, boom. So we have some support here. We got some resistance here on the 5 minute time frame, and let's see what happens there. And then obviously we got way up here, so we'll put one up there too. There we go. All right, we're locked in. This is not financial advice. Do not take me for anything that I say as financial advice. That would be a mistake. Let's get this first candle underway here. Ugh. We'll do the good morning over here. Make sure everything's working right. All right, everybody's sleeping on Thursday morning. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. We are trading. I'm trading two core account, 50K core accounts. We're plus 267 on the one account, 297 on the other account. Just getting these started. Mr. DSN, good morning, sir. You are the first to show, so I appreciate you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We did the live stream on I did a live stream on Tuesday morning, and I guess people didn't like what I had to say, and I lost 2 subs on Tuesday morning. Interesting. Interesting. I want to know why this isn't syncing globally when it should. Interesting here. That's why. I'm a dipsy doodle. This is NQ. We're not trading NQ, we're trading MNQ. That makes sense. MNQ. There we go. All my charts now are sunk up. You know, I'm such a fuck. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I am a dummy. Let me get my trading panel set up. Get logged in. Might need to do that if I'm going to trade. All right, there we go there. That's good there. Let me get signed in over here. Trader bait. Bring it up. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Bam. So the thing I'm trying to do with this was I'm trading multiple accounts. I got two accounts. I'm learning to trade, and it's tough because on TraderVate, if I put in, say, on the MNQ, right? So it's low. It's 1/10 of an NQ contract. If I put in to trade two contracts, then it'll only trade two contracts on the one account. So I'm learning to do it on TraderVate, where I set everything up on TradingView here, set everything up here, and then I go over to TraderVate and set it again, and then jump in on a market, because it won't even, TraderVate will not, at least I don't know how to do it, will not let me trade multiple accounts as a group and set limit bracket orders. And I don't want to start paying a third party to start trading multiple accounts, because I'm only trading two. So you live and you learn. So far this week, we didn't take a trade on Monday. We took trades on Tuesday and Wednesday to get up to, well, you know, I take that back. No, we did take a trade on Monday. So we traded up Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday, just small trades. And like I said, we're up 267 on one account, 297 on the other. So we're in plus. Taking our time in the markets. I have not been seeing the markets as well as I would like to, but that's okay. That's okay. That's the beauty of it. Learn something new every day. Here we go again, bouncing right off this support level, this area of liquidity here. At some point, it's going to rip down. I think it's going to rip down. But it doesn't matter what I think. All that matters is what the market's going to do. Other than that, what's going on in Denver, man? How's Denver treating you? You guys getting snow on the ground yet or no? Still within this opening 5-minute range here. Oh, trying to break down the 1-minute candle. My bad, Joe. There we go. I've gotten so much more hesitant with the trading. So much more hesitant, and I don't know why. I kind of lost my balls a little bit. Only up in the mountains so far. Okay, ski resorts are starting to open. Yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it? Yeah, it's November. I'm curious. Now look, you know I was stationed there for 3 years, but that was a long time ago. If they don't get enough snowpack at those resorts, do they bring in the fake snow creators? I'm just curious. I'm curious if they bring in the fake snow people, fake snow machines. Because I mean, and you know the other thing too about those ski resorts is, I watched a documentary. They're like consolidated, right? They're I think there's like 6 or 7 ski resorts in Colorado that are all owned by one company. So that's pretty interesting too. All right, let's see. We're not seeing anything yet. We have nothing outside of our area yet. I think I'll use them automatically. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't plan to go skiing anytime soon, but it might be something to because I'm just curious about that kind of stuff. Really am curious about that kind of stuff. Back then, you had independent ski ranges. So you could get good pricing, and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg to get a hot cup of coffee or a hot cocoa. Ski lift charges were, inexpensive. You could actually go and enjoy yourself, especially as a military guy. Back in the 80s and early 90s, we didn't make no money as compared to what these guys are making today. Not that I think they're making enough. See, here we go. This is trying to break through to the downside. Are we going to get a little fair value gap in here? There's one right here to start. Boom. All right, it's trying to form up there. It's trying to form up there. That's just in case. All right, so this would go to the top here. Now for a nice 2-to-1. All right, let's create an order here because that looks like it's going to hold. We'll take one contract here. Now, in this situation here where I've got a trade set up, right? If it comes back and it works out in my favor, I got a trade set up. But to try to get this and transfer it over to here to Tradervate to trade both contracts is a tough deal. So now I got to go and look at I got to go draw lines. Shit. $622. So it'd be there for that. That would be our stop. 2-to-1 would bring me down to what, 537? Say 540. Okay. So we're set up now. I mean, I can buy in, and if it clips, we need it to come back here, clip into this fair value gap, see an immediate reaction, and then we could jump in if we're going to take that trade. Yeah, prices today are insane. Like I said, man, I was watching this documentary on YouTube, and that's kind of like what it was saying. It was saying that prices have gotten ridiculous. All right, so let's see if we're going to take this trade this morning. We're going to risk $85 to try to make 171. Simple 2-to-1. You guys can see that 2-to-1 trade. But it's got to come up. It's got to come up and get us. Overall on the 15, this is coming down. We can actually get rid of this here. Don't need that anymore. That's just in the way. Oh, so what else is going on, peoples? How's everybody else doing? I see we got a couple more people starting to come into the room a little bit. You can see we are trading MNQ, just setting up for it. Got our fair value gap right here off the first 5-minute candle orb. So going to give us something. Who knows? In 1 minute, we move to a 15-minute orb. It doesn't look like it wants to go yet. Had a strange thing happen with my Black app account. I'm going to sell 2 here. All right, let's see. You see, we got the order in. Let's see if it picks us up. Might have just missed the tick. Might have just ticked out of it. Ah! right, we are in. Let's see if we're going to lose some money here. I'm in 2 contracts, one on each account here. All right, let's see what she wants to do here. See what happens. But now our 15-minute orb did move, right? So this is the low on the orb this morning. Probably might not have should have took that contract. But let's see. Let's see what happens. That's trading, baby. VWAP is way up here. So if it wants to come snatch VWAP again after sweeping that liquidity, it absolutely could do that. The fact that I took the trade right here at the 9:45 15-minute orb, probably a little different. But let's see what happens. We do happen to have, we are building in a little downtrend here, right? If we go here, we do have a little downtrend working right here like that. So, I mean, it's got room to run up if it wants to run up. Let's see what happens. I can now hide the orb. I can bring in my other indicator. It's coming to get us. You can see my buy stop right here. It'd be about an $85 loss because I'm trading 2 accounts. See what happens. You can see right here, we're already down $62. So we got a fair value gap here, bullish fair value gap in this range. I guess the only thing I could take away from there is because I got it, it didn't go in that first 15 minutes for the 5-minute orb. So see if it comes, gets us. Yeah, it's probably going to take us out. All right, and there she is. All right, so we're down $90.40 on both accounts this morning. We'll get rid of this. Look for the next trade. And burst that fair value gap. Now we go into a 15-minute orb chart, which is here. We still have a fair value gap right here that could be traded. But you see how it wicked into there and then kept going. That's what we were looking for over here on this fair value gap. Just didn't work out in our favor. And see, now it's starting to reject and come back to where we were. They call that getting ticked out, baby. That's all right. Shit happens. Anyway, who do we have in the chat today? Let's just leave that open because now I really need to look at this. On the 15-minute charts, we do have some bouncing going on, coming right off these areas of liquidity, both on the ES and on the here. Let me show you. That's gold. Let's bring up the MNQ here on the 15. And you see how it's just come all the way down. So I have my stop a little too short, right? So I have my stop set for right here, right? You see it just got right in there, came hunting, took out that stop, took out this little area of liquidity, and just came right on down. That's trading. Welcome to the real world. $15-minute chart. Big wake up. See what happens. See what happens, man. Oh. There's another fair value gap here. Down to that area of liquidity. See if it comes back up here and snaps us off again. I think it's going to make a run. I don't know why I think it's going to make a run. Maybe because we're in this big downtrend right now. If we look at the 5-minute chart, we can see we're in this nice little downtrend. Right? We noticed that, at least I noticed that if you go over and you look at the 30-day chart, I still haven't replaced this mouse. Right? But look what it's been doing. Here again, we're down in this nice little downtrend. Looks like we retraced up to about 50%. Hey, retraced 50% on the fib. Got into this nice little discount area here on the fib between the 50 and the 80. Nice discount buy here again, and then come right on down. So if we take that same thought process, again, it's not financial advice, bro. I don't know shit. I am a dumbass when it comes to this. Okay. Again, now this leg here we're tapping into that 50% level. So you got your discount here. This was tradable. Then you got your bounce. Again, here it is. It's tradable again. Now you're at 50%. What's it going to do? I don't know. I'm just here talking shit. Let's clear all that out. I don't need that there. And now can we get this back here? It's at 606. Now we're looking at 501. All right, we're set up to sell. Take a short again if we feel comfortable. It might not come back into this one. It just wicked into this one, into this fair value gap here, which I actually trust that fair value gap better because I got two indicators lining up that fair value gap into this sweep here. Wouldn't be a full 2-to-1. That would be it there. I might have moved too slow on this. Might have moved too slow on this. But we're getting ready to move into that 10 o'clock hour. We're at 9:55 a.m. I'm just on here sharing my thing. What is a stock future? That's that's a good question. It's just speculation on the NASDAQ ETF and S&P ETF. It's just people betting on either the market rising or falling. It's just an ETF. It's usually, I would say it's correlated with the ETFs, but it actually leads the ETFs. Whether it's going long or short is irrelevant. It's just doing what it does. Chasing Freedom. Ray in Orange County, California just got done with the morning shift with the color wraps and been putting in a couple of dollars a day in Tesla. Never going to stop buying. Bro, that's it. That is it. Like, some people do Bitcoin, some people do Teslas, some people do Nvidia. To me, none of us are extremely wealthy and driving for these apps, right? We just aren't. So, to be honest, that's the right way to do it. Just a little bit every day or every week or every month. I mean, Tesla's still doing what it's supposed to do. Is there a correction coming? I had this discussion the other day. I don't know. You always think there's a correction coming, but to me, just me being just a dumbass retired Uber driver, the biggest difference between the dot-com bubble and the AI bubble, although, and let me make this statement and then I'm going to continue, is during the dot-com bubble, all the money was leaving the country, going to other countries for manufacturing and stuff like that. See, this was the play. The second one was the play, not the first one, not this one. But when I get double confirmation on these fair value gaps, I need to be trading these fair value gaps. So we might have missed that trade. When I first started, nobody was here yet. When I first started, my thought process was we were going to come down here and sweep this area of liquidity down here. And we might get down to yesterday's pre-market low. This is yesterday's low. This is yesterday's, this is another area of liquidity to look at. So we see where it wants to dip. We already took out this first one this morning. I would still be in the trade, but I got ticked out. Damn it. You guys were here. You saw it, right? I took this fair value gap right here. We got into it. It came back, ticked me out. I had my stop too short. And everybody, listen, there's a lot of people, their edge is all the same of trading. I had my stop right here where this blue line is, and it ticked above it. That's trading. Otherwise, this trade would be good right now. We'd probably already be out of it, getting close to be out of it. We would have been up instead of down this morning. We're down $90 on 2 accounts instead of being up $170 on 2 accounts. That's trading. Anyway, let's get that out of there. So the big difference between, in my opinion, just, a nobody, I don't know shit, but all the money was running out of here on, the money was running out during the dot-com bubble. But during the AI bubble, the money's running back in. Intel building factories here. Nvidia building factories here. Tesla's already building here. What do we got? 3 factories. You got Fremont, we got Reno, and we got Austin. So we got 3 factories here. So when you look at who I consider to be the hinge, the hinge pin players in AI and autonomous vehicles and all that, they're already here. Nvidia and Tesla. They're already here. Those 2 companies, I mean, listen, I don't care what the stock is. I don't care what the price is. It's not financial advice. You can buy $10 a day, $20 a day, $50 a day. Don't look at the stock price, at whatever it is. Like, let's take a look right now. I would not look at the actual stock price and make a decision, right? Because they're all down today. The only one up today is Google. Right? Google's the only one that's up today, but Nvidia, 193.60. Well, Monday it was 201. Friday it was 201. Okay, so don't worry about that. You're not buying to sell it today. You're buying to hold it. And Tesla 458, but when you look at Tesla, we go back on Tesla. Let's get that right out of that. Let's go back on the daily on Tesla. It wasn't that long ago. Tesla was down in the dumps, man, way down here. Right? This is only August 1st. Tesla was trading at $300. Now it's trading at 458. Here we go. Tesla's on the rise again, right? So I'm not saying this is a chart. I'm just saying if I was looking at it, I want to look at a couple of spots in here. So let's see if I was looking at it there. Well, all right. So this wouldn't be bad, right? On a trend line, we got our start, 1 point, 2 points, right? 3 points, breaking out again. Here we go. Here's Tesla pushing all-time highs. There's Tesla pushing all-time highs again. So, depending on who or what you follow, what your thought process is, why would you not buy? Why would you not invest in a company that is making something? They're making a product. I got into not a dispute. I don't know. I kind of got into this thing with somebody on Twitter. I had made a comment. All of a sudden, I'm getting all kinds of Uber stock reviews down my Twitter feed. And it says that, we missed that trade, Joe. We missed that trade, man. God, geez Louise. Anyway, here's NVIDIA. Okay, there you go. There's NVIDIA on the weekly. Let's go back to the daily. NVIDIA back here in April. NVIDIA was trading at below $100. April 25. No way. Yeah, $86. It's now trading at 192, and it was at 200 the other day. Stocks like this, they make shit. I could never invest in a company that doesn't make something. Tesla makes shit. Rivian makes shit. Right? NVIDIA, they make stuff. And they make stuff that people want. If you go buy a computer monitor, there's 1,000 different manufacturers of computer. Well, let me rephrase. There's 1,000 different companies that can offer you a computer monitor. But there's only like 6 companies that actually make the monitors. And everybody else just buys it from them and put their branding on it and they go. So instead of investing in Dell doesn't make the monitor. They buy the monitor and put their labeling on it. So I would find out who makes the monitor, the pitchforks, the shovels, those guys. Those are your long-term investments. When it comes to AI, I overnight, right? AI, Sam Altman is asking for money. He wants the U.S. government to prop his company up. They're worth billions, but they need subsidies. They need handouts now because they can't compete, right? You don't see NVIDIA going to the federal government and saying, "Hey, give us money." Companies that have to keep asking for money, i.e., the gig apps, they're built on bad foundation. So for me, the comment on Twitter was, would you, they were talking about Uber's earnings and quarterly reports and growth and lawsuits and stuff like that. And the posters said one thing that bothered me. He said, well, Uber's up against a lawsuit. Bro, I hate to tell you, Uber's always up against lawsuits. They paid out so much money in lawsuits because they don't want to take blame for anything. And when they're caught and they know they're in a corner and they got one of two choices, they can either settle out of court and seal whatever it is that that they would need to admit. They don't want to admit any guilt in nothing. Settle out of court, because if they go to court, a good attorney is going to get them to open up everything. And then you really see the dirt and you understand how, what most people feel is a Ponzi scheme. I think Uber is a Ponzi scheme. I really do. But, that's me. I don't know shit. I'm just a dumbass Uber driver. So I'm going to remain a dumbass Uber driver. And we're going to get back over here and we're going to see where we're at. But that's a real thing. All right, we're in a 30-minute orb now, so we're going to go to 5-minute chart. Let's go to 30-minute chart first. All right, so let's get rid of everything on here. The board, let's clear the board a little bit. Clean up the chart a little bit. All right, so we broke through that area, right? That liquidity is swept now. And now we missed that opportunity, and that's fine. Another one will come up. So there's their 30-minute opening orb, 30-minute candle right there. You can see, right? It's just coming all the way back down. Are we going to come all the way back down? So let's see. Way past the 50%. Now we're hitting that 80% retracement. So if you're bullish, if you were that kind of person and you're bullish on NQ today, well, now you're in a discount zone again. 20 to 80%, or 20 to 50%. Check that. 50% to 80% retracement puts you in a discount zone. If you would have got in up here and you were still bullish, you'd have been buying in a premium zone, right? That's what they say. So I don't know. But we're going to go into a 5-minute chart now. And what I'm looking for, I'm going to be looking for some type of direction in the 30-minute zone. That's what I'm going to be looking for, at least until 11 o'clock. So anyway, let me see what's going on over here in the thing. Correction or not, DCA is the way we just get shares at a discount. Of course, you always want a dollar cost average. Absolutely. Abso-spanking-lutely. And you know, the thing about it is, if you're a lower to mid income earner, whether you're doing gig apps, Blackpink or Red, whether you're working, you know, Wawa, Publix, grocery, bus driver, you know, baggage handler, whatever that job is, you can be a part of the market. Don't leave it up to your 401k hedge fund managers. They get paid either way. I got a big problem with middlemen. I do. I got a big problem with middlemen. But if you don't know what you're doing, then it's understandable. You know, you let the middlemen, that's what they get paid to do. They get paid to manage your fund. But just remember, everybody that's managing your fund, that's touching you, everybody that touches your money gets a piece of your money, no matter what. They don't tell you that in life. They don't tell you that in high school. When I went to school, it was all about learning how to balance a checkbook. Well, the checkbook, you always had to take out that one fee, which was the bank fee. It could have been $2, $5, $10, $12. I don't even know what they get on a bank fee these days. If you drop below a certain limit, they're getting like $12 to $15 a month. Stupid shit. It's your money that's converted from a physical, a tangible item, your money, a tangible item that's transformed into a digital item, something you can't touch, and they charge you $12 to $15 to $20 a month just to show you the app with how much your digital money is worth until you're ready to go get that digital currency transformed back into something paper. It's such a racket, bro. Reason why I got into Bitcoin when I did was because it cut out the middleman, all the banks. Told the banks to go fuck themselves. And I'm with that. So, I don't know what to tell you. That's how I feel about it. Same thing with these apps, right? Is the Black app, is their cash flow that strong? Do they have that much cash in the bank? I bet you something y'all didn't see. Y'all didn't see that Uber now has the naming rights to some German football/soccer stadium arena in Germany. Yeah, they now have naming rights. You know how they name the football stadiums and the basketball arenas and the hockey arenas. For us down here is Joe Robbie Stadium. Joe Robbie Stadium is named the Hard Rock Stadium now. get something up here while I'm here. Right? So, and people pay a certain amount of money to keep that name on there. Okay. See, this is going to go against my rules, but well, now Uber's done the same thing. Uber now has naming rights. They got naming rights on a soccer stadium in Germany. And supposedly it's costing somewhere, because it's undisclosed. Let's see what happens here. If this reverses out of this area real quick, I might jump in this trade. Somewhere between 5 to 10 million euro a year, and it's a 10-year agreement. So it's 100 million euro. Well, where in the hell does that company get that money from? Are they making that much profit now that they can afford $10 million or 10 million euros for the naming rights of an arena in Germany? Germany, no less. I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the dipsy doodle. I have no idea. But it's a trip to me. I don't know what you guys think about it, if you're still with me or not. But y'all tell me. Does that make sense to you guys? Don't make sense to me. Let me get up here and change my time frame on this. There it is. We'll take this down to 297. Call it 300. If it gets there. It's in there. Now you see how it's wicking up and trying to reverse back down here. What do we got? 2.5 minutes left on this candle. Sorry, I have to transfer everything over to this other thing to make it work right. It's just, it amazes me when these companies can do that. It amazes me when these companies can afford to pay naming rights for an arena like Uber just did, yet cry and complain that they ain't making no money. Like, here's an honest question. Really, chat, here's an honest question. When's the last time you bought something, a product, or used a product, right? Because you saw the name of that product on the side of an arena. American Airlines Arena used to be the Heat. That used to be the Heat's title sponsor, right? American Airlines. During COVID, they bailed, or right before COVID, they bailed. And FTX, y'all remember FTX, right? FTX came in and bought the naming rights. Did I go and if I was going to fly American Airlines, I'm going to fly American Airlines because their prices are cheaper, not because their name's on a goddamn basketball arena. I'm just saying. And then, look at this, another trade. This is 2 trades, y'all. I'm telling you, this is 2 trades right here that I kind of missed out on. Running my mouth. Son of a bumpkin. And then, when FTX took over the Miami Heat Arena, did I run out and start trading on FTX? Hell no. I'm Coinbase for life. Regardless of all their problems that Coinbase has, I ain't ever been done dirty. I don't know. Maybe I just know how to read instructions. And then what happened with FTX? All y'all shit disappeared. All your money went away. Fraud. Now it's called Kaseya Center. I don't even know what the fuck a Kaseya is. Somebody has to explain to me what a Kaseya is. But I don't buy products because the name is on the side of an arena. Uber doesn't need brand awareness. They are a global name. They are a global household name. Let's call it what it is. So now why do you go and spend 100 million euro, well, supposedly, rumored, 100 million euro over the next 10 years for some God-blessed football soccer stadium in the middle of Germany, some goddamn where. I don't know. I have no clue, man. I got no clue. Might have a little consolidation here right now. See how we're holding up right here on this line? Right, let me bring that back over. See, we're holding up there. For breaks through here, we got breaks through here, we're going down. It's got to break through that first. And right now, I am not in a trade for it to break down. I missed the trade. I should have took. See, this is my problem is I hesitate. I got to stop hesitating. Oh, let's check out some of the comments. See how many people are mad at me. Richie Hustle's in the building, my man. Bro, let me tell you, Richie Hustles, man. Y'all go check out his channel, Richie Hustles. He's got about 12 of them, but he's good. He's retail arbitrage. That's how he made his bones, retail arbitrage. And he's got some other things going on. He's helped me tremendously with the Amazon influencer program. Just a huge, huge help. But y'all got to get him to tell him. Y'all got to get him on his channel when he's live to talk about how he wound up in a Tesla. Yes, Lord. Isn't Uber not allowed there? I have no idea. Apparently they're there. Apparently, German law requires drivers to have a professional license. In Germany, Uber functions more like a service that connects you with licensed taxis and private hire cars rather than independent drivers. All right, so Mr. DSN, think about this. That's exactly where Uber's moved. That's what the Black app, that's their end game. They don't want us no more. And if you look at what they're doing down here in South Florida alone, maybe this wasn't a bad idea not to get into that trade. Look at it bouncing there. That's why we wait. That's why we have patience. Even though I was cussing it out, we could have picked up about 35 points there and got out of the trade. Now, is it coming back to give me a second shot? Usually when it comes back like this, I don't mess with it. That's what they're doing. They're deals with Alto. They're going to hire Alto. Down here, they're already using Alto to service their calls, service their requests. And so they pay Alto a fee, and then Alto hires all the drivers. And they got the same, that's spreading now throughout the country. This is their game plan. Again, this is why I can't invest in them. This is why I was telling the guy on Twitter when he says, you don't have investments. I says, I have investments. I just don't invest in gig apps because the gig apps don't make anything. There's nothing tangible about a gig app. To me, you know what's the old cliche of fooling their money or soon parted? To me, over a period of time, could you have made money with the gig apps? Of course. If you got in early, if you were bold enough, but I just think they're better investments. So for me, God bless, invest in what you want. That's why this is, what does it say? Not financial advice, but have a coffee anyway. Or, that's just the way it is. So that's their game plan. They're a middleman. They're a bank. They're a middleman. That's what they want to be. Connie Shea, what's going on, man? How's Central Florida doing? How's East Central Florida doing? Connie's up there around Cocoa in that area. All right, my man Richie Hustle's hopping back into my meeting. All right, brother, go do your thing. Go do your thing. I missed the boat on Kia stock 2 years ago. I didn't even know about Kia. But yeah, they're in bed with Uber now, or in an indirect way, they're in bed with Uber. So the goal with the Black app right now is to push Kia 9s. What are they? The EV9, KV9, whatever the hell it is. They're going to use those as Uber Black vehicles. It's a freaking minivan, dude. They're going to replace independent Suburbans and Escalades who don't have their professional licenses. They're going to replace those guys with Kia EV9s, a minivan, because people will pay for it. I won't be investing in them. I don't care how. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. Hell, I was already wrong this morning, right? We're already down. We're down $90 this morning on two accounts. We're down 180 if you count them together. We're down $90 on these two accounts. We're having a great week, but I can't invest in them. I use them, I get my money out of them, and I call it a day, right? That's just the way it is. Let me get rid of these fair value gaps, clean up my chart a little bit, see where we're at. Now I do have another indicator here. I was able to use Grok to code me a quick Pine script. So this one here, it's the 21 and the 50 EMA, the yellow and the red. You see how we're mixed right in here on the VWAP. This is what we're looking for here now. Are we going to pop back over the 30-minute opening range? Give me a little fair value gap and let's pop up. I don't know. Let's see. Can we run back up at least the VWAP in this trend line? And if we get here and we bounce down, we know we're going to continue down. But let's see what happens. Oh man, I'm just here talking shit, y'all, because this is what I do every morning. I have a camera bag from L. Lang that I got to review today. I've got a cart here. I'll show you guys. Hold on. I got this awesome camera bag from Lang. Okay. And they sent me the bag. It's got the hard shell cover here, right? It's got the you got the front. This is the front. Big pouches here. Here's some stuff here if you need to slide some stuff in there, like USBs or flash drives, pens, whatever. But the good stuff is on the inside, right? Because here you can set your cameras up, laptop, tablet, whatever it is that you use in there. You can do the big DSLR cameras in here. I don't carry the big DSLR cameras. I carry the action cams. But I do have a DSLR. I've got two of them. Well, let me check that. I have one. My daughter has one. I like the straps here. Nice and padded with the cross strap here. So that'll be good. I got that to do today for them. I've got this 2-in-1 high-speed card reader I got to do for them today. I got like 5 reviews I got to try to get done today. 5 of them. Black Friday is coming up, and I'm going to tell you what. I can't tell y'all what some of the deals are, but you know, if you guys comment down below, some of the things that maybe you need to get for yourself, or you need to get for your kids or family members. And if you do Amazon, if you shop Amazon or whatnot, for Black Friday, I can't tell you what the discount is. I can't post it, but I can tell you, hey, this company is going to have something. And then and I'll tell you a start date, and then you can go look. Okay. And maybe I can help you out that way and not get in trouble, because Amazon don't like us giving away nothing. Don't telling us nothing. Is it bulletproof though? I don't know. I live in Florida. I mean, they ain't gonna stop no real bullet. You got a chance at a Nerf gun though, and water. Ah! Oh man. So, yeah, bro. The driving, like I've been cherry picking a lot, like because our season's coming back in, and you know, I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it. Last week was the first time, you know, I broke 1,000 for the summer. I worked a couple of more hours, but not a lot more hours. Because you guys know, listen, this is where I'm at every morning. This will not change. We're coming up. We are now 1 year into doing this, right? We are 1 year into trading futures, and it's been hard. Like I was like most people, man. You know, well, I've got a background in trading options, and I've done very well with options. And but you know, after the heart attack, it's just been fighting all these fucking bills. So I haven't had a lot of money. Because listen, if you're going to start trading options, you need money. You need a couple, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in an account to truly trade options, right? Because the market can go against you like that. And you know, it's if you're trading, a lot of people don't like to trade zero date to expiration, which I get. A lot of zero DTs. A lot of people don't want to do that. I've made money trading both zero dates with SPY, SPX, which that's the wildest west. But I've also lost money, you know, trading zero dates. Tesla, you got weekly Tesla and Nvidia, you got weekly and monthly options that you can trade. Depends on your risks, how much risk you're willing to take. I've made more than I lost, but that was then, and I've been fighting to come back ever since. And I keep telling people that because I don't want anybody to think like I'm living this high life. I'm as in the dumps as anybody. All right, tariff case. What was that? I missed that news. God dang it! But the point is that I'm not letting it stop me. Right. So I got the Amazon stuff going. I got Richie Hustle's mentoring me there. I got the trading with Eddie. Right. Eddie's doing well. He's doing better than he thinks, although he's not seeing it. But as his friend, I see the progress in his trading. And so he's doing well. Because look, bro, Rome wasn't built in a fucking day, right? But it got built. All right, are we going to develop what we got there? 3 minutes here on this. See if this closes this up or not. Is this going to close this up? Or is it going to break right here and go back up? Right now, it's going to close that up. That's not going to be a fair value gap. Let's see. See what happens. We got a little green fair value gap sitting there. Let's see if that holds. So in other words, it's the progress that other people can see that are around you every day that I think, we don't see ourselves. Have I made progress in this? 100%. Have I cashed out a check yet? No. But have I made progress? Yes. Have I burned? Listen, I know people that go through 15 accounts in a day. They'll blow 15 prop accounts in a day, evaluations, or funded, sim funded, whatever you want to call it. I'm only on after a year. This is account number 13 and 14. So I passed evaluations and I've made my mistakes and learned as I go on, but I see the path. It's there. Just got to be patient. Got to be patient. Right? I'm down $90 today on these two accounts, but I'm up, I'm up before this. I was up 260. So I'm still up 180 on one account and like 210 on the other for this week. Okay, so I gave back a third so far. No problem. I'm still up 2/3 for the week on the account. That's my point. Is you got to see the progress. Mr. I assume you've seen those school backpacks that actually are. I have not actually. But now I'm going to have to go find them. What do they got? Plates in it? Armor plates? I have not seen them. Interesting. I have not seen them. Connie, I don't know if I'm the man, bro, but I'm going to try to help my people as much as I can. I'll always try to help my people as much as I can because I've had a lot of people help me. And even if or when I haven't been able to repay that kindness, sometimes passing that kindness on to the next person and helping them is not a bad thing either. You do the best you can. That's all you can do. Keep moving forward. Oh, man. So the markets are kind of not moving a lot. Still got another half hour till I shut it down for the day. I'm not really seeing anything on NQ. What's ES doing? ES doing any better? Let's see, MES. So let's clear these charts out. See what ES is doing here. I wonder if I could get copyrighted for whistling a song. Ah! Can you get copyright for whistling a song? All right, I want that out. There it is. That's right. I wanted that one gone. All right, let's see. ES, start the day. Here's a 30-minute candle there. See if we got anything on ES here. Now there, move this into a 5-minute. There's our orb on the ES. Well, this would definitely have been a trade right here too. Came back in. See, this is what I look for on the 5-minute orb. Came in there, wicked it, blew out behind it. Let's get down to a 3-to-1 on this. This would have been up here. Could have traded this. $70 risk for a 216 win on MES. That would have been a nice. You could have picked up a couple bucks here, right? What is that? They've been at 98. It's been about 9-10 points up right now. It's not a bad trade. The idea is it's not the amount of money you make in the trade. It's the fact that you execute the trade according to your plan. And me, if I would have been in this trade, break this down to the 1-minute chart, right? If we were in this trade, let me show you. So this is where we would have bought in at, right? Here we are now. I would have already, get that out of the way. I would have already chased it down to here. Actually, no, we'd be right here. So we'd already be in profit, because one of the things that I do, if I see profit, I take profit. So I will chase down after every 1-minute candle. If it makes a lower low, if I'm going short, lower low, we chase it down. If I'm going long, we chase it up. Right? Some people say, well, you got to let the trade play out. Yeah, I mean, that's one way of doing it, but that's not necessarily the way I do it. That doesn't make me right or wrong. It just makes me, that's my philosophy. I've passed several evals doing that. I've also lost a couple of evals doing that. You know? Let's get out of there. Let's get back over to NASDAQ. Just depends on how you do it. It depends on your philosophy. He came right back out of there on the 5. Yep. Anyway, I have not seen those backpacks, bro. It was popped into this fair value gap. We would have been. See, now this would have took us out too, and this is another thing that I have a problem with, right? So this would have been my short, right? We were looking at this short here, and my stop would have been right here. So no, we'd still be in the trade. Again, not taking the trade like I'm supposed to with a 3-to-1. There's a 3-to-1. So then if we break this down into a 1-minute chart, right? How come that's not showing me what I want there? Oh, because I didn't set it up. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Now we go back to 1-minute chart. So now you can see right here would have been our buy-in, right? So we'd already be in profit right here. And now that candle's closed and a new candle's forming up here, we now have our stop right here. Like just a couple of ticks above that right there. And this is where it is down here. Here's where the loss would have been, or the actual stop out would have been right here. So yeah. Profit's profit, bro. If you're an app driver or a gig worker and you can take a $3 ride or a $5 ride, then you can take a $20 profit on a trade. You understand what I'm saying? If you can take a $3 or a $5 ride on UberX, you can take a $20 profit on a trade. That's how I feel about it. Well, no, if you're going to, you're only risking $100. Yeah, but that $100 when I'm doing $3 and $5 rides out there on these apps, $100 is a lot of goddamn money. A lot of times, listen, bro, there are a ton of drivers out there that $100 is their daily goal because their markets aren't as busy. They're not as opportunistic as other markets are. You know, we just went through a whole summer where my market was not $100 a day market unless I wanted to be out there 14 hours a day. That's the reality of it, bro. Geez, JanSport even sells them for $250, up to armor piercing certified. You're right. It's removable plates so you can wash your kid's pack. Yeah, it has to be removable plates, right? It has to be. All right, so let's go back on the 5-minute chart because this is another one we missed, right? But we could, I mean, I could do some damage here on another one. Because see, now remember what I said? If it doubles up, I'll take the trade. So let's move this down to here. Move this up to here. A couple of ticks above. So 2-to-1. The only reason I'm going to go 2-to-1 here is because we got this area of liquidity right here. What time is it? It is 10:36. So you guys are going to see if we're going to take this trade or not. We're going to see if we're going to. But you see what I mean? It's just trending down. Just doing its deal. Now, this is an area of interest right here on one of my indicators that I use. So can we get this to bounce back up, grab a piece here, and continue down? That's going to be that's what we're looking for. So let me set it up over here in case she comes calling. In case it comes calling. It'd be like 300. Yeah. So anyway. So how's everybody else doing out there? I mean, are you guys invest? Or you guys just hanging out with me because you're supporting the cause. You're supporting Vinny Kuzz. I realize in some of my streams I can get a little preachy. I don't want to be preachy. I don't want to be preachy. Nobody wants to be preachy, bro. Being preachy sucks. None of us got it figured out. I do have another Grok video I got to put out today. If you guys don't know about the Grok videos, you can go to here. Let me go grab it real quick. Put up my other 2 channels. Notice what we haven't talked about. Haven't talked about the elephant in the room, huh? And I'm not talking about them out there taking care of the maintenance on the property. Hopefully it's not too loud. The elephant in the room, bro. Y'all know the elephant, right? The results from the elections the other day. The results from the election the other day was pretty I don't know. I mean, I did a Grok video on it, but I think honestly, the hell, I think everybody held serve. I think Democrats held serve in their markets. You know, that's what I think. I think they held serve in their markets. That's all they did. Although Virginia was a little bit of a surprise, but Virginia's a purple state. So there you go. Virginia is a purple state. Here, let me go close that door. I'll be right back. I've been pretty vocal on Twitter about it, but not on YouTube. See, we just keep setting these things up. Wonder if the president's talking right now. Wonder if he's got some stuff going on. I'd like to see it come back up here. Now this becomes, so this is done. That's out of there. Wow, if that breaks, holy shit, we're going for a ride, bro. Holy shit, if that breaks. We got a meltdown. Anyway. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to wrap it up. It's about an hour online this morning. I know I realize I'm being a little boring here. But that's trading. Trading is boring, man. You sit, you talk shit, you have a good time with it, and you call it a day. That's trading. That's trading. There's nothing exciting about trading. It's about waiting, being patient. Waiting on that $30 banger instead of that $3 banger. What's the rest of the market doing? Everything's down, man. I could probably just jump in a down play here and call it a day. This now moves. See what happens. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go give Eddie a shout. I appreciate y'all hanging in. I'll be back next Tuesday on this channel. I'll be back Tuesday on this channel. I'm gonna try to get a Tesla rideshare video out done today. I had an opportunity yesterday to record 2 people that have never ridden an FSD with the Tesla, and I did not get it done yesterday. So today I'll get somebody and we'll get a video out tonight or tomorrow for the FSD and on that channel. And then we'll do the Sunday vlog like we normally do for that channel. I got to do this Grok video. This Grok video I'm getting ready to edit now. It's a little different. It's not it's just a question I had for Grok. This one was in the, if you don't know, Grok has like 9 different focuses, right? Assistant, therapeutic, assistant therapy, kid stories, argumentative, yada, 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 right? So I took a hit and we talked about music today, which is something a little less drama filled. It was, I don't know. I thought it was a good conversation. So hopefully you guys will check it out later. It should be up by noon, 1 o'clock and be on that channel. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. I hope everybody out there stays safe. Peace, love, and happiness.